Welcome back, night owls, to our channel. It's late, the house is completely quiet, and my mind is racing with the latest developments in Genoa City. I really can't sleep without writing down these thoughts, because we really need to analyze the mess currently unfolding in the Winters family. Why would Lily side with Victor against her own family? Will Devon stand up to stop Lily? Okay, so I've been thinking about this, and I can't even process the absolute destruction of the Winters family right now. I'm sitting here trying to wrap my head around it, and my brain keeps short-circuiting. Devon Hamilton confronting Lily Winters, it was brutal. I mean, we all knew it was coming, right? But seeing it actually play out on screen was something else entirely. It's weird. Really weird. The whole thing is just weird because Lily has always been the one we kind of looked to for, I don't know, stability, but now, the fandom is absolutely losing its collective mind, and honestly, everyone is completely siding with Devon, and I am too, I think. Actually, yes, 100% Team Devon on this. But wait, let me back up because my thoughts are all over the place. Actually, no. First, I should mention what Lily actually did, because if you just tuned in, you'd think she just made a bad business deal. But no, it is so much darker than that. Basically, Lily voluntarily teamed up with Victor Newman. Yes, the Victor Newman, the guy who has terrorized her family for decades. I think it was. Wait, what was the exact timeline? Anyway, the point is, she sat down with Victor and agreed to fake her own kidnapping. And not just hers, she faked the kidnapping of her own kids, Maddie and Charlie. She literally handed over their phones so they couldn't contact anyone, effectively making them pawns in this twisted corporate game. Who does that? Who looks at their teenage kids and thinks, ah yes, perfect leverage for a hostile takeover. It's sick, it really is. Okay, wait. Let me dig into the mechanics of this because it's bugging me. Kane Ashby, her ex-husband, the father of her children, was left to believe his family was in mortal danger for weeks. Can you imagine the sheer psychological torture of that? Kane was pacing the floors, probably not sleeping, probably imagining the absolute worst-case scenarios for Lily, Maddie, and Charlie. And all the while, Lily was just, chilling, waiting for the ransom demands to force Kane to sign over his corporate assets. She handed Victor the exact emotional leverage he needed to financially ruin the father of her children. I mean, if you really analyze the psychology here, it's terrifying. Lily essentially weaponized Kane's love for his family against him. Or maybe not weaponized. No, that's exactly the right word. She weaponized his trauma. Think about Maddie and Charlie for a second. They are teenagers. They are already dealing with enough drama just by virtue of being in this family. And their mother says, hey, give me your phones. We have to pretend to be in mortal peril so Grandpa Victor can steal a company. I mean, I doubt she phrased it like that, but that's the reality. How do those kids ever trust her again? Every time she tells them something, they're going to second-guess if it's another manipulation. It's just, it makes my skin crawl. But then again, that doesn't explain why she thought she could get away with it. What was the reward? All right, Chancellor Industries. Victor promised to hand over control of Chancellor to Devon and Lily as compensation for her cooperation, like a corporate bribe. But wait, did she really think Victor Newman would just hand that over without strings attached? Has she met Victor? It's kind of hilarious in a dark way that she thought she could outplay or even be an equal partner to Victor. I mean, not exactly hilarious, but you know what I mean. She traded her moral compass for a CEO chair. And the craziest part is, Devon didn't even want it. Devon explicitly told her they don't need Chancellor. So she did all this, traumatized her ex-husband, used her kids, and alienated her brother. For a prize her brother didn't even want. Make it make sense. What was I saying? Oh right, the reveal. How did it all come crashing down? Nikki Newman, of course it was Nikki. Nikki is currently on this massive, scorched earth warpath against Victor because of what he did to Jack Abbott. The whole yacht kidnapping thing with Patty Williams. Which, by the way, is a whole other rabbit hole I could go down, but I need to stay focused. Anyway, Nikki exposed the whole fake kidnapping plot. She went straight to a devastated Kane and laid out the absolute truth. The agonizing pain Kane must have felt in that moment, realizing his tears, his panic, his desperation were all for a manufactured crisis. It wasn't a real threat, it was a boardroom tactic. The betrayal is just astronomical. I don't know how Kane even breathed in that moment. So that brings us to the confrontation, the Devin and Lily showdown. I keep replaying this scene in my head because it was just a masterclass in raw, unfiltered family trauma. Devin didn't hold back a single word. There was no let's sit down and talk about our feelings nonsense. There was no gentle sibling reprimand. He completely tore into her. He made it crystal clear that this wasn't just a miscalculation in business. This was a complete and utter moral collapse. And Nate Hastings was right there too, but Nate didn't step in to defend her. He just let Devin unleash on her, probably because Nate was just as disgusted, even if he sort of understood the logic of hiding it from Kane. But understanding the logic doesn't mean excusing the cruelty. Lily stood there, completely alone, stripped of all the familial protection she usually hides behind. And let's talk about Nate for a second. Nate is usually the voice of reason, the peacemaker, but here, he just stood there. He realized that Victoria Newman must have known about the fake kidnapping all along because she was blindly defending Victor to Kane earlier. So Nate is dealing with his own betrayal from Victoria while watching Devin rip Lily to shreds. Nate felt hurt and angry, but he kind of understood Lily's twisted logic of not telling Kane because Kane is a wild card. But understanding it doesn't mean he was going to save her from Devin's wrath. He let her face the music. Okay, I know I just said Devin was furious about the business side, but hear me out, it goes way deeper than that. We have to talk about Dominic. Devin's reaction wasn't just about Kane or Chancellor. It was about his own trauma. Remember, Devin's son, Dominic, was actually kidnapped by Mariah Copeland. That wasn't a fake corporate stunt. That was real, terrifying trauma. And just recently, Devin and Abby got a devastating report from Dominic's psychologist saying the poor kid is suffering from severe nightmares and psychological instability because of it. And on top of that, Mariah got a plea deal, probation, and a psych facility. No prison time. Devin is already seething, feeling like the justice system failed his traumatized son. So imagine you are Devin. You are already raw, furious, and traumatized by a real kidnapping that broke your child's sense of safety. And then you find out your own sister, your own flesh and blood faked the kidnapping. She used the concept of child abduction as a bargaining chip. Devin was worried sick about Lily, Maddie, and Charlie. He probably had flashbacks to Dominic being gone. He probably lost sleep, felt that familiar cold dread in his stomach. And then to find out Lily was just playing games. No wonder he went absolutely nuclear on her. I mean, I would too. It's actually a miracle he only yelled at her. The psychological projection here is fascinating. Or maybe it's not projection at all. It's just a direct, justified reaction to a horrific trigger. Yeah, definitely the latter. It's weird. Like, really weird to see Lily in this position. For years, she has paraded around as the moral center of the Winters family and honestly, of Genoa City. She was the one who always judged everyone else's messy choices. The one you could trust to do the right thing when everyone else was going off the rails. But now, the mask has completely slipped. The person underneath that mask was willing to let her children live in genuine fear while she sat comfortably in a corporate conspiracy. The fandom is celebrating this takedown because we are all just so tired of the hypocrisy. You can't play the saint when you're making deals with the devil. You just can't. But wait, What happens next? What is Kane going to do? Because if I were Kane, I wouldn't just send a strongly worded text. I would systematically destroy everything she holds dear. The spoilers are hinting that Kane might escalate things way beyond just threats. He could start a methodical, targeted demolition of every single business advantage she gained from this stunt. He's already delivered a harsh warning to Victor, which is bold in itself, but his real fury has to be reserved for Lily. I have a feeling this war hasn't even reached its darkest chapter yet. Kane is a wounded animal right now, and a wounded father is the most dangerous kind of enemy. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed he had this look in his eye during the reveal that just screamed scorched earth. Actually, wait, I almost forgot the biggest wild card in all of this, Phyllis Summers. Oh my god, Phyllis, how could I forget Phyllis? Okay, so while Lily was busy playing Victor's little minion, Phyllis ended up losing her own assets at Chancellor as an unintended casualty of this whole convoluted scheme. And if there is one person in Genoa City you do not want to make an accidental enemy out of, it is Phyllis Summers. Phyllis has now locked onto Lily as the person responsible for her financial hit. And we all know how Phyllis operates. When she decides you are her enemy, she commits completely, publicly, and loudly. Like, there was this confrontation between them that was just explosive. Lily tried to come at Phyllis, blaming her for stealing Newman Enterprises and ruining Kane's original plan, but Phyllis just clapped back with the force of a hurricane. She heavily punished Lily verbally for her role in faking the kidnapping. Phyllis doesn't negotiate ceasefires. She doesn't do let's agree to disagree. She goes for the jugular. And frankly, Lily is completely out of her depth here. She thought she was playing 3D chess with Victor, but now she's stuck in a mud wrestling match with Phyllis, and Phyllis fights dirty. I think it was episode. Well, I don't know the exact number, but the tension was palpable. Lily has literally backed herself into a corner with enemies on all sides, Devin, Kane, and now Phyllis. And let's be real, Phyllis is probably enjoying this on some level. She loves having a righteous reason to destroy someone who has previously judged her. Lily has spent years looking down her nose at Phyllis, and now Phyllis holds all the cards. She can publicly humiliate Lily, expose her hypocrisy to the entire business world, and feel completely vindicated doing it. It's the ultimate karma, and Phyllis is going to savor every single second of it. Anyway, the point is, wait, what was the point? Oh right. The Winters family is broken. Maybe beyond repair. How do you come back from this? How does Devin ever look at Lily the same way again? How does Kane ever co-parent with someone who used their kids in a fake ransom plot? I mean, not exactly ransom, but corporate extortion, which is basically the same thing, or maybe not. I don't know. My brain is just spinning with all the possibilities. Lily is going to face consequences on every single front, and for the first time in her life, she can't play the victim. It's a massive paradigm shift for the show, and honestly, I am here for it. But I'm also terrified of where it's going. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I need to go to sleep. My brain is fried, but seriously, what a mess. What do you think? Is there still a way back for Lily after this? Share your thoughts in the comments. On our channel, I always seek inspiration for each video by compiling short video clips to analyze and offer my personal architectural opinions. This channel specializes in analyzing, hypothesizing, and discussing plot points in the Young and the Restless series from the perspective of a longtime fan. Through this, viewers can gain deeper, more objective, and interesting perspectives. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest news about the Young and the Restless series.